At the beginning of 2000, I couldn't have imagined that in 2001 I'd have been an official Citroën driver. It all happened very quickly. I could never really have anticipated it. I discovered a great big world out there, a much bigger world than when I was driving in the French Championship. It meant I had to be capable of improvising a lot, of adapting to all sorts of situations. The difference when you're part of an official team is that you don't have to struggle to find money. You're paid to drive. That changes a lot. On the one hand, you're free from the pressure of having to say to yourself, what if I wreck the car? What will happen? Will I be able to rebuild it? That pressure is no longer there. However, there's another kind of pressure. You're racing for a manufacturer, and they want to see results. The make is behind the driver. That's where the pressure lies. There's also the pressure at this level, which is perhaps stronger than the pressure you have on you at an amateur level, where you drive for pleasure and calculate risks. Here, you have to go in for the fight, give the best of yourself if you want to win. The WRC X-Sara was a 4x4, more up-to-date than the Corolla I'd used in previous races. These cars are easier to drive for me, as long as you learn how to manage the skid and how you can play with the car. They're better in terms of front-wheel traction. I quickly got used to the vehicle and felt at ease driving it. What was difficult was knowing how to push it to its limits, because when you're in the WRC, you need to know the limits, because that's where everyone else is. That side of things is very difficult, but driving the car itself, I learned how to do that pretty quickly. In 2003, at the beginning of the season, there was a lot of pressure on me because it was my first full season in the World Championship, and two major figures had joined the team, Carlos Sainz and Colin McRae, who were two global rallying leaders and would be driving with me with the same car. I was up against the best and had no excuses. If I managed to get up to their level, or not far from it, that would be amazing. If I was 1 minute off them in the specials, it would have been very complicated. In the first rally, we managed a triple in Monte Carlo. I finished ahead of my two teammates, so it was a dream start to the season for me. I saw it coming because I really knew what I was doing on asphalt. I had no worries. However, the first dirt races were coming up and I felt the pressure there. And I remember my first dirt rallies with them, where from the outset I was at the same pace as them, even ahead. It was a relief, and from then on, I told myself that there was no reason I couldn't be the world champion one day. In the last race, I was in a position to go for the championship title, but finally got instructions from Citroën not to go for it. In this context, it was the first year where Citroën could have won the manufacturer title, and I could have won the driving title. My teammates soon found themselves out of the race. I can't exactly remember why. So if I got overall second place, Citroën would win the manufacturer title, and if I won, we'd take both titles. I was heading up the race, on track to winning both titles, and I was told to go for second place. We can't risk losing everything. Get second place to guarantee the manufacturer's title. And so I had to sacrifice my driver's title. We played the game. After all that, I missed the title by 1 point. But the event allowed me to gain experience and taught me that every point counts. Don't leave anything to chance. All the wins, all the points you can win, take them immediately, because we don't know how things will turn out at the end of the year. This perhaps changed how I took seasons on, and maybe in a positive way too. But it's true that at the time, 2003 wasn't easy.